meat in the freezer.
So happy I'm on lunch.
It's so stupid. I think it might work.
Chaos? Like every hunting season.
Seems like it's not going anywhere, but it also seems like it could go somewhere.
He lost his paper bag, I swear.
I will not. I'm actually pretty good directionally.
There it is.
Hey.
Look at that. Perfect.
There we are. There we are.
Sweet. I'm going to hit the thing.
This is the Okayest Hunter podcast. Never pass on shooter bucks, if that's just meat in the freezer. It's your tag, you hunt how you want. This is Okayest Hunter.
Hey, live from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin,
We
coming
sure
at
are.
you, the Okayest Hunter podcast.
So okay.
I have this mic so far into my mouth that I could lick it if I wanted to.
You've already got a mustache hair dangling on it.
Oh, I probably do.
I kind of like it. Yeah, keep it there. It's helps with the
Can you
look.
hear my mustache rub on my mic? Let's go for never mind.
Gonna save those for
Super
November.
Troopers, yeah.
That's the red stash.
I should bring the red stash back. Holly hates that
Really?
so much. She hates it.
I feel like most wives probably do.
I mean, I don't wear it well, though. I don't think. I think it's funny looking.
Thought it was nice.
I just think I look like a bigger dork than normal.
Start tucking in your
cue-balled,
shirt.
small head. I'm like, that's all just pretty weird. Anyway, we're brought to you by Nosler. If you've been watching along on the Okayest Hunter show, at some point you're going to see Greg just dropping does like they're hot.
A lot of shells flying out.
Dude, seriously, he's just like, Nosler, send it, dead. Just stacking them.
Well, he's the research and development guy. He's the tester, and he tested some rounds last year. For sure.
Yeah. I was ready to go, and I didn't see any deer.
It's hard to test
So, I don't know.
squirrels.
Yeah, I don't know. Not that many people in our camp saw deer last season.
Are there a lot of deer on that property?
I think so. I mean, there have been in the last decade we've been hunting it. We've done pretty good there overall.
Yeah.
I've killed a lot of deer with my gun. So yeah. Anyway, but code OHP will save you 20% off. We're also partnered up with Latitude Outdoors. They've been running their Grit series, which is just quite amazing. I think they've done a really epic job with that. If you haven't checked it out, it really is like pretty exciting stuff. I would recommend it if you're looking for something new to watch on the old YouTube and scratch that deer itch if you can't make it out, or after you've made it out, or whatever. And Gerber Gear, I think you've been cutting up deer with yours, and
She's
I'm
gotten
just
a
waiting
workout.
to cut one up with mine. And I was talking to Justin the other day, and he's like, "Make sure you tag us." I was like, "I thought we did," and
Do we not?
no, I did. It
Good job.
I don't. They probably get a lot
Probably
of
get tagged a
tags,
couple
so,
thousand
just
times.
got buried in the shuffle. But I think their signage in here has been getting a lot of exposure too.
Yeah, I took a bloody Gerber knife photo or two.
Mhm.
So yeah, putting her to use.
It's pretty cool, man. And then Rack Hub, Matt just got his because he tagged a buck. We haven't heard his story yet on the show. Matt with Okayest Fisher, but then he, instead of doing a shoulder mount, was doing a Euro mount, and then got a Rack Hub RH2. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, no, he got the Euro mount one.
Yeah, for the Euro mount, not the
Yeah.
shed antler one,
Yeah.
obviously.
And I don't know what he did to it. He did something weird, so he's getting another one. But nonetheless, like, what a great way to still get that thing mounted up.
Well, and I think his taxidermist is hanging on to the cape for him
Just in
because
case.
prices have gone way up.
Yeah.
So Matt and he came by the house last week, and we got to have our bucks there together and take a photo and got to hear the story in person. And I think what he's planning on doing is just, the guy's got the cape. He's doing the Euro mount.
Mhm.
He can have the Euro mount, and then if he decides he wants to throw it on a form later and get the full mount, he can.
Mhm.
Otherwise, the taxidermists are always looking for capes. So the taxidermist said, "Hey, if you end up not wanting it, I'm glad to buy that."
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay.
Because then they'll get in, a deer.
Oh, you can make money from your
laid
taxidermist.
overnight. Yeah. So if a deer lays too long and the hair starts to slip, they'll just throw it on a different cape. So his buck's unreal. So cool.
It's thick.
It's like 9 inches, over 9 inches of mass, and 2 of the measurements, like between the G2 and G3, is over 9 inches.
Wow.
So like Matt's a huge dude. His hand like barely goes around it, like not
Oh,
touch, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
around one side.
Yeah.
It's freaky. It's super cool.
It's a really neat deer.
It's a super cool
I
deer.
mean, that would have got me.
It's a big
kinda
old buck
stoked.
too.
Jeez.
Yeah, they got a shed. Rusty found a shed off it, and he had trail camera pictures of it. It's like back in 2021 when they think it was like.
Well, then
two.
I should also get him an RH1 if he's got one of the sheds like this one here. He can
Yeah,
hang
we'll
the
see.
shed alongside the
That'd be
deer mount.
Badass.
That's a really good idea. That's actually something I never thought about that. The people that have property that have years of sheds and then they get the deer. If you're running like the RH1 or RH2 and then the Euro mount or the shoulder, whatever, might be a really cool way to like really bring that whole thing to life.
I've got that in my basement. I got the buck and then the match set mounted on the wall next to him. It looks.
So you're like, I
think it looks cool, but I'm an antler dork. So.
Yeah, but it's also cool. It's part of the story.
Yeah, it's badass.
It's a progression of the story. Anyway, we do have a guest with us tonight, but he's not in yet, so we're going to bring him in hot. We want to get started, so Kevin will be here soon. Him and I were both on work calls trying to get things like wrapped up. It's been a busy, chaotic day, and my son Jude took a tooth through the lip, hitting a coffee table. So I ended up in the ER with stitches the night I was hunting, and it's my wife's birthday today. So happy birthday to Holly, my wife. Looking forward to getting done with this to go celebrate with her and the kids and the fam. So it's been like it's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday.
What's going on?
Oh,
I was back in the area you were at, and just thinking I would stay in the thick and try to get out some of that. I don't know what all those little brambly things are. I call them brambles, but I don't know what that is. It's not buckthorn in those cases, but all those like.
what do they look like? Like,
They're
are they
all-
like woody?
No, like all like the thick bush crap.
Thick bush crap.
That's like not tall enough to be trees, but not like you're not getting through it. It's always like this thick stuff. You run into walls of
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and the deer
Is that-
just live in there.
Is that like the red brush?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Dogwood?
Dogwood, red brush. I'll get the link
That
down.
stuff is like just
Yeah.
a circular tangle of shit.
Well, so I was on the edge of that, and I was like, I want to be on the other side of it from a wind standpoint. I was like, I'm not getting through this. I'll scare everything out of here to get to the point. I'm gonna have to hunt here and just hope that if something comes on either side of my wind, I'll have a small window of opportunity to kill something. And nothing ever showed up, and I was like, and I could have been more in kill mode. I was like,
You were jacked.
I'm killing something that
This
shows
is
up.
the time of season where things are slowly falling behind for you. Like all of your big important dates, things you have to do are slowly like you're checking them off the list.
Yeah.
And now is when you get those Clark eyes of like, I gotta get out there, I gotta see some deer. And like, I love that part because you go wild.
Dude, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. You're like a cage tiger right now.
I'm ready to just, like I need to, and I don't know, I got enough confidence. I think I know what I'm doing. Like I can get it done. So I just want to be very deliberate and diligent about my execution. Like that Tyler kill a couple of years ago and he just done. Like I need to get to that.
I just told him about that video the other day. He was like, he called me and he was downplaying himself. I was like, oh, I think it's about time for you to go kill a deer. He's like, oh, that could take forever. I was like, or 2 seconds, according to the video from last year.
Right.
See deer, draw bow, shoot deer, deer dead.
That was wild.
Tyler didn't mess around.
That was a wild encounter. I'm just getting Kevin another link here because I don't know if the last one had sent. It's just like holding up in the text thread. I think I see a loading bar, so I'm just emailing him right now. Emailed the link just now. Okay, so he'll probably hop in here any moment. Yeah, exciting season. But no, I was in that stuff, and Tyler's like, "Where were you? You look pretty ducky back there. Looks like something about duck hunt." I was like, "Oh yeah, you duck hunters just go to those places, and that's normal for you." I'm like thinking I'm some sort of badass deer hunter. I got my waders, my boots around my neck. I'm like, this is. If I tip over in here, I'm going to be really setting myself up for a pretty bad evening. So it's really trying to take my time. And then when you're out of that, the cattails are twice as tall as I am. That's all watery. Everything's watery. Your footing is uncertain everywhere. I was like, how the hell did Derek do this at 3 or 4 in the morning in the dark?
Not well.
I actually want to like talk to you about like what path did you actually take, you psychopath? Because that was brutal. I was sore the next day and I didn't drag a deer out. And I was like, I don't even know how to get to where it was I was supposed to go. I didn't. And if you saw where I was not even close. I was trying. And I was like, dude the sun's going down. Like, I need to stop and hold up somewhere. So I stop making noise and hope something can freaking come out.
Well, dude, you saw the three of us when we met with you. We were freaking dead, dude. We couldn't even talk to you.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I'm
not that bad. It looked like what I would consider any deer drag to be. Fuck that. That was something else, man. That was,
We earned it.
I don't know what, no one else is back there. There was no other hunter near me.
No,
I was like,
not right now.
Joel was, my buddy Joel was probably a mile or two away, maybe, like as a crow flies, and he had seen a nice one. But he's in
Pretty
the
sure I know
hardwoods.
where Joel is because I ran into him last year.
He's in just around that whole
Yeah,
channel.
yeah, he's
trying to figure
got
it
it
out.
dialed.
Yeah. All right, here's Kevin. He's coming. Kevin, turn your phone sideways before you jump in here. There we go.
Why do I have multiple browsers?
Got to figure it out.
I told you I'm booming out.
Oh, that's what you mean, like because you're old.
Yes.
We're so old we didn't even get it, Kevin.
I was like, it means something's happening. I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, he's dealing with something, but I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means, man.
It's it's something boomer versus technology type
That's
of deal.
pretty great.
Is
We
that
try to make it easy.
can you guys see me good?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Are you gonna end up like when it gets dark? Are you gonna take your shirt off again?
I got the lights on and it's a lot colder. But
So you got
you
the
know
Donato
what?
on.
With how warm it's been, I'm actually nervous for it to get cold because I haven't had that like build up. So maybe tonight I do some cold weather training.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, like a real John Barklow over there doing some warming drills. Do you know who that
Right.
is?
Yeah, he's one of the
He's one of the
higher
Sitka
up
guys.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Barklow's. I remember him from a long time ago. He had a relationship with Aaron Snyder when Aaron Snyder worked with Sitka, and he had been on that podcast. And that guy's for real. That's cool.
Yeah, he is.
I have an interesting Sitka story, real quick. I don't know if you guys are busy or you already got. This is real quick, and it's just totally random that we're talking about Sitka. But I have an interesting Sitka story.
Let's
Let it
hear it.
rip.
Stick it on us.
So people, there's like this La Viva Resistance camouflage now. Like people
I'm booming out now.
people been dogging on camo. Like it's not necessary. It just is aesthetic. Plaid. Well, I mean, and I do wear a lot of solids and plaid. I don't worry too much about it, but anybody that is arguing that the most effective way to hide the human self is not by being fully camouflaged is totally joking themselves. I was out scouting Sunday earlier in the morning. I just basically got up at gray light and left the house because it was going to be 20, 30 mile an hour winds and rain. And I wanted to see what the deer have been doing the last week or two. And
Yeah.
I went scouting and I hit a piece of public and I was just going about my business, walking. And all of a sudden, like, I thought I heard a noise, but I looked and about 15 feet from me, I saw a compound bow sitting on the ground. And then this guy moved. He was in Sitka rain gear. I wish I knew what pattern it was off the top of my head. It's their yellowish,
Like
digital
yellow and
breakup.
green, kind of.
Yeah, yellow and green. Perfect for this time of year. He could have killed me 100 times over again. I walked within 15 feet of him. I did not see him at all until he moved. And then still when he moved, I was like, what's going on here? And I was like, oh my God, there's a hunter literally standing right here.
I'm in the Matrix right now.
And I scared him too, because I had a camo rain jacket on. I scared him too, but I was just thinking, like, if I was game, I'd be dead. Like, I did not see that guy. He was 15 feet from me, and I'm consciously walking around the woods looking for things. And I saw his bow laying on the ground before I saw him, and that was at 15 feet. So I don't know. I was kind of like, man, I think camo's pretty effective.
Dude, I have opinions, but I can walk the whole spectrum of it. I can get down with the whole spectrum. I can get to Derek's POV of it and agree, and I can get to the other end of the spectrum and agree. But I do think that just like women dress up to impress other women, because we stopped caring when they were in sweatpants. Like, you don't need to go further than that for us. Everything else you're clearly doing for another female, because like we don't care. We think you're beautiful. Like you don't need all that stuff. That being said, I think camouflage has far surpassed it in its capability to camouflage yourself from a deer. I think it's over-engineered now, and now we're just doing it for people. We're just doing it for the human eye more than anything else.
Yeah,
Not that that's not the point of
that's
it, but that's
sorry.
I just
There's a lag
yeah.
there.
No,
Some of that
oddly
is
enough,
true.
yeah, I don't know. But there's reasons for all this stuff.
There is reasons for all that stuff, and if somebody wants to make a camo pattern and buy a camo pattern and sell a pattern because it looks cool, good for them. That's awesome. Who doesn't want something that looks good? You look good, you feel good, you like a pattern. Dude, I love camo. Like that's how you used to sell me anything when I was little. Just make a camo. And I would buy it, like camo and Hunter Orange. I was always drawn to those couple things, you know.
Have you guys ever seen Camo Booty? It's like the two naked trucker girls, and they just repeat that in different colors all over, and then it's camouflage with yeah. I mean, that's a real thing. Somebody made that, so you can look invisible and cool at the same time.
I've noticed like there's this other trend where have you seen the other direction? Where like the golf shirts have such small pictures that it from afar looks like a really nice polished patterned shirt, but you get up close and it's like the pictures are of something like someone cutting their grass. It's like a lawnmower or a marijuana leaf or a fucking pick anything.
I've not seen that.
It's insane.
All right,
well, I think a lot of camos are being made right now just to sell because they're aesthetically pleasing. Like there's a lot of greens in camos, and that's because market research basically suggests that if you put green in camo, it will sell. It doesn't suggest. It is 100% factual that if you put a lot of green in your camo, people will buy it because they like that color and it looks good, but it's not very advantageous for hunting deer. So a lot of heavy green camos get sold, probably mostly, majority, honestly. And it's not because it's helping people. I mean, whatever. There's still some great green based patterns. I think it's amazing, man. I think it's the coolest time ever to be alive, to be a deer hunter, because like your ability to purchase the goods that you need specifically tailored to your style of hunting, not anybody else's. You don't have to be anything less than 100% like confident that you have all the best stuff that you need for the way you hunt. And that's different for everybody, and people struggle to figure that out. Like you'll see people arguing, this is better, that's better. That's not how it works. This is an individual endeavor. This isn't a group team effort as much as we want to say it is. It's when it comes down to it, it's an individual thing, you know, and there's so many details that are involved with one way of deer hunting versus another way of deer hunting. And some guys' gear list could be totally not beneficial to you, but what a great day and time to be alive that you can find literally anything that you need by pulling your smartphone out at lunch and have it ordered, and in most cases get to you in like a week. It's insane. I don't know if people realize how crazy of a time that we're living in as far as being consumers, which is what we do as humans. Basically, it's our favorite thing to do is just consume things.
As a marketer, does that just make your heart so happy?
There's a lot of thoughts going through my head right now, especially getting out. I was just on a work call. I can't say anything about anything other than like the topic is oddly close to this, which is weird because there is a jacket for every hour of the day, for every pitch of the sun on the sundial, for every activity you're engaged in, for every moment and color way that could exist. And it's because it's a sheer money grab. The companies that are in the hunt category go into the everyday category because they've run out of lane. The companies that are in the everyday category go into the hunt category because they've run out of lane. Everyone's going to everyone's lane because they just want more market share. And we can get more market share by making something for every specific use case. So I have to buy 2 $500 jackets, not just one. But back in the day, you'd have one wool flannel that did it all. And it was plaid and it got the job done. So there is this appetite in our modern era where, yes, it is the greatest time, but it's also like sucky because there's so many fucking options and so many technical things and so many materials to understand their use case for that. Like I am now getting paralysis by not even analysis, just by like sheer options where I just want to go pick, which is why I wear a flannel, because I have enough shit to think about that I'm getting wrong about how to get on the deer. Like I need to take some of that other stuff off my plate and just pick the one thing and go. So there's an appetite in society for people to go analog now. Like people are buying magazines again. People are going into stores again. People are switching to landlines again. People are going back to, I talked about this on my work call, like the Slate truck. It's like this small pickup truck that is like the old Toyota Tacomas back in like the 80s or 90s. Everything has gotten so big, so technical, so much more that it's like, it feels fatiguing as a consumer.
Can
And
I
the
elaborate
dealers are,
real quick on
Yeah.
why I might think that that's the case?
I agree with you. By the way, I'm just, tossing this
agree
other
with
thing
you.
out there.
I
Like
agree
those
with
damn
you more.
vultures.
Two things. Well, three things. One, I bought this bottle of Eagle Rare Bourbon
Nice.
on Saturday, and I really didn't have a plan for it, but I thought I was going to save it for a special occasion.
Crack it now. It's special.
That's what I was like, hey, what do you know? A special occasion.
Just take the word
Oops.
special off and call it occasion. Like, this is an
It's an
occasion.
okay occasion.
No, I value you guys. We can joke around as much as we want tonight, but the real deal is, Eric, I have known you for a long time, and you continue to grow and gain my respect. And I really like Derek. I might even like Derek more than I like you. First of all,
I've told you to get Derek on your podcast.
appreciate
I've been
that,
really
Kevin. I
pitching Derek, by the
appreciate
way.
it.
I've been
I
pitching
know.
you hard.
Stop
Just look at our
pitching
text history. It's like I got a
My
boner
wife
for
will
Derek.
kill you.
I'm telling you.
Dude, it's been tough for me to execute on anything because things have been so crazy right now. But I bought that bottle for a special occasion. I'm glad that I got to open it here, and I'll say cheers, because we've been doing this now for like almost a decade, Eric.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. Seriously.
Two,
Cheers
do
to
you
you
see
guys.
this creation that I have made here behind me? Do you guys
See a
see
deer
this?
turkey mount that I'm interested in.
That's a turducken. That's
You're
a turbucken.
You're familiar with the jackalope.
Yes.
And
Big
I
fan
thought
of a
I was
jackalope.
thinking about it. I was like, man, they just really kind of put two things together there, and it got to be legendary, right? The jackalope. So that is, and I actually have the beard. I'm gonna hot glue it right to the brisket.
Yes. Yes.
I
That's
am,
amazing.
and I kind of want to call it a buckhawk.
Oh, did you hear what I had said though? Like, just hear me out.
I heard, yeah,
turbucken. Turbucken.
I don't know.
Because
People,
the turkey-
everybody's got their opinions. When it comes time down, we'll take a vote from the listening audience, because that thing's going to be in the studio and overseeing what happens here for the foreseeable future. Because nobody else has one of those in their studio. I haven't seen that. So, and those are two really majestic, awesome staples of North America wild game and like the pursuit of hunting. And they're in the look how good they go together.
Dude, take a picture of that, upload it into ChatGPT, and say this is Tom Buck, and I want you to give him a personality and make him into a thing.
Well,
and then Tom Buck can just have
do him a disservice giving him human qualities. He's already like a mythological creature. So
he's beautiful.
Back to why I think that there's so many, because a lot of companies are manufacturing. They need growth to be sustainable. So how do you achieve growth? Make more products, make more SKUs. So a lot of things just getting made out of that. And like you said, they're going to do specialty items. I love that you brought this up, because we're in product creation now, essentially. Like I need to think about how to say that a little. Product design.
You're 2 weeks out, perpetually.
We can elaborate a little bit on how I found myself here, but you mentioned the flannel, and you see what I'm wearing. So I'm
Mhm.
tracking with what you're saying. I'm not just saying I'm agreeing with you. I'm literally doing all the things that you say. And I love items that, like, if it's a one trick pony, I'm way less interested in it. If it's a piece of gear that I can cross over for, like, so like my hiking pants, for instance, they're like the ultimate investment because I wear them to work. I wear them hiking. I wear them hunting. I wear them mowing the lawn. I got a nice pair for dinner. Like, my hiking pants, they cross all the barriers, and so the
Yeah, those
ROI
thicker
on that
ones.
product is, is really phenomenal. Something to be said, like a pocket knife, right? Like, you
Yeah.
utilize it for a ton of different things versus like one specific piece of gear that you pull out. It's really expensive. Maybe you only use it for a couple weeks a year. Um, so when we talk about clothing specifically, I love items that have crossover because I'm going to be outside all year, right? And I want to be comfortable. I'm going to work outside. I'm going to hike outside. I'm going to be scouting. I might go fishing. So socks, underwear, base layers, things like that. And honestly, top layers too. Like, once you get some of this stuff figured out and you figure out how you like to dress and be comfortable, I'm a terrible consumer. I'm the worst. I despise spending money on things that don't make money. If it's not going to make me money, I don't want much to do with it. I
I have
like
that with
investing.
hobbies.
Well, you're
I don't
look at
like
it as
I don't like
invest.
hobbies that don't have a return.
Sometimes it's investing on quality of life.
Yeah.
You start to look at it as investing versus spending. But I don't buy a lot of trinkets and this and that. I like things that work across a lot of line. And a thing that we've been talking about recently is like remember how they used to have the work pickup that you could go buy and it might not even have the radio, and it would have like plastic floors and roll up windows. You get a great deal on it. They're built for work. They show up every day. They're tough and durable. They have less problems because they have less like fidgety things to go bad and wrong. They're a work truck, right? But you could get them for a great value, and you could get the job done every day just as good as the fancy truck that was breaking down and had all the things to go wrong. And so I just been thinking a lot about this stuff lately because money is really easy to spend right now. It's a little more difficult to make at a pace that can provide you, I think, like the same quality of life as maybe the generations before us. If you look at what a single family house right now, a single family home average value right now in the country is $480,000. That's a $500,000 for
It's insane.
you to meet a girl and have a starter home and start a family. And so I've really been advising people is like, man, don't spend money. Like, you're going to need it for a couple things and it's hard to get. So be like really conscientious of the money that you spend. And it's kind of hard right now because they'll throw an ad in your face 46 times on Saturday about something that you like. And then finally after like 3 drinks, you're like, I'm buying it.
It's so
Done.
good when that happens though. Like when an ad works on me
I
as a
know, dude.
marketer, I'm like, take my money. I don't know if you
So I'm
saw
on.
it. Yeah, anyway, I could get that's another rabbit hole. But overnight oats got
Well,
me with
that's
the
fine. I
Sasquatch
said my
ad.
piece. I've talked too much already. Um, I'm on both sides of it as a product designer and somebody that's actively working to bring products to market,
Mm-hmm.
and as a
It's
core
exciting.
consumer.
It's exciting to see the people, posting and using your product and having great success with it. Though, like that part, like that's got to feel super good. Because I've seen tons of posts using your product, Kevin, that people have been absolutely loving and having success photos. So that part of it, like bringing product to market and having people spend their hard-earned money on your stuff, that part's got to feel really good.
It's the thing that really honestly drives me now that I've been doing it to a level where it's like I've sacrificed a lot the last couple of years. I've made some bigger sacrifices than I thought I would have to make going into this. But getting that feedback from the consumer base and seeing the success is it just gives me the confidence. And part of that's I'm getting to my age too. I'm 42 years old. I've been doing this for a reasonably long time. And it gives me the confidence to think that there's reasons to continue to do this and move forward if people are finding value in it and people are having success. And the thing is I'm just sharing what I was doing and what we were finding success with. And I've hunted all different ways and methods for whitetails. And this is a pretty reasonable, I'm trying to think of what the word, it's a pretty efficient and effective way to hunt deer. And that's the one thing that I've come to the conclusion with of why I think that we're having success is because when I do say that we're in product design and development, every product that we have is part of a system. And so we have a system, and that's kind of like having a team versus an individual. Like a team could dominate over an individual. Having a system dominates over a singular product. And that maybe even circles back to the work truck thing and everything. But if you have the foundational information around a method and a system, hashtag DJ Riley, trust your method. All I do is shoot giant deer. Derek, all I do is shoot giant deer.
Yeah, right.
If you got a system and you know it and you trust it and you get good at it, the results are pretty awesome. So that's, I think, a lot of why we've found success in the last couple of years. And we're really, that's why I love you guys. We are, and I say it all the time, if I'm not having fun, I'm not doing it. So we're not out here stressing. We're not out here freaking out that we got to punch a bunch of tags and have a bunch of content and get the most kills so we can have the most videos, so we can have the most thumbnails. I don't care about any of that shit anymore. I'm so done with that. Like, it's been hard for me to even get on camera. I'm so done. And
What's
and
funny
over.
is that all that stuff is fun for me because that's the other passion that I get to scratch the itch of is I just like creating. I like creating. I thoroughly enjoy it. And the comments that come through about like, yeah, said everyone who never killed a big deer, I'm like, you're just feeding into the reason we have a fucking mission. So thanks for that. So I'll keep posting content about pondering life's fucking greatest questions because I'm in the deer wood. Because that's why I love this shit. Like the deer is bonus, bro. I don't think you understand why I'm really doing this stuff. And I love it. So, but I think Lee Ellis posted something on one of his videos recently about like he wants to hang it up. Figuratively speaking, he's kind of like, I ain't going to do this shit forever because I'm a pretty solitary person, believe it or not. And like having this camera all the time is fatiguing. I feel that too. I heard him say that and I was like, yeah, it's pretty annoying. But when I clip a freaking Insta360 in my bow and arrow, like it's just doing its thing. I'm not really doing anything. Like I'm not holding a camera. It's just happening. And I just happen to grab it at the end and it looks fucking dope because it's an Insta360. And I'm like, this looks cool. This is fun. All right. I found something else that's kind of fun here. This is pretty neat. And so I find genuine enjoyment in that. And so for anyone that's like dogging us for making content, it's kind of like, but I like it. And I've always talked about this intersection between business and marketing and deer hunting. This is the world that I've created for myself. And I live in this world and I'm happy in this world. And I love the process of all of these things. And I don't know, the camera shit is fucking obnoxious though. I will say it does get like obnoxious. And I'm not good on camera. You don't hear me saying words. Derek goes on camera and he talks. I can't do that. I get real weird real quick. It's not comfortable for anybody to witness. The mic in my face is different. If I'm holding a camera for my face, it gets seriously uncomfortable.
Well, that's okay though, because we're not trying to make you're not trying to make content that's like, look at how great we are at this shit. Like that's not what the goal is.
That's
like,
right.
You're just doing real stuff, and that's like what you are.
Mhm.
Like that's the real stuff. That's
Yeah.
what we're going for.
We're saying
Anyway.
the same thing in a different fashion. You're not out there doing it for narcissistic foundation.
Right,
or
like I
reason.
would do because I enjoy the tinkering.
You're a creator.
Some people tinker in their garage, like Greg Tubbs, or maybe you, Kevin. I tinker with cameras and content. Like I just love that shit.
It's the artistic side of you. You took
Yeah.
all that in high school. You like to be creative. That's
Yep.
like how your mind works.
Yep.
So this is an outlet for your creative mind.
Oh, dude,
to,
listen to this.
produce
So
stuff.
the other day, we were driving in the car, and so my daughter's like, "Dad, why did you stop doing art?" Because she's seen my artwork. We have some in the house. Like I've sold some artwork. I've given some away. Not nearly as good as Mr. Melkor's Fred Bear drawing here, but certainly, like if I would have continued on the path, I might have been able to fuck with that.
Of course you.
That being said, my daughter's like, and so my wife is defending me to my daughter. She's like, "Well, Dad does do a lot of art. It's just called graphic design, and it's different. Like his covers for his YouTube or his covers for his podcast, and the logos and the shirts. It's all art, and he's doing that stuff. Da 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 da." And I was like, "Here's the ego that I try to like cover, or try to like keep at bay." I was like, "I'm also doing poetry." My wife looks at me. She's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "Do you see the stuff I write? Is that not poetic? Come on, poetry is art." And she's like, "Get the fuck out of here." I was like, "Come on, like, can someone acknowledge the poetic nature of this shit?" So anyway, that's my ego looking for an answer. But
Are you using a large language model and cheating?
to a degree, but like, it ain't doing it for me. You wouldn't believe the shit I feed that thing
Hey,
to get to that point.
I don't know, dude. I gotta check nowadays. I don't even know if this podcast is real or if it's AI.
Touche.
Sorry for asking.
I
Fair
caught
point.
someone looking at Sora videos the other day, and they're like, "Look at this video of this deer." Like, that's fake. And they're like, "What do you mean it's fake?" I was like, "It's fucking Sora." They're like, "What's Sora?" I was like, "Sora is a video creation tool from AI. It's fake." And they're like, "No way. This whole time I'm watching all these videos, I thought they were real." I was like, "No, they're fucking fake."
You're saying that shark attack that ate
Dude,
6 people wasn't real?
Yeah, it was-
Uh-oh.
And hold on. Okay, we're back.
What
Sorry,
happened?
Derek got excited. Derek hit the table
Oh.
and the cord's unplugged.
I
Like
thought
that,
we were
my
talking
strength
about
is my-
AI, the deep state was censoring us.
Wait, so Calder had a question, and I'm going to put it on the screen. He said, "I would love to hear some thoughts." This is probably before we got into what Russ is talking about, on getting your joy back for hunting after a negative experience. Struggling with that this year after a bad interaction last year in public. I think I remember when Calder had called about this, and it was a poor interaction with other hunters, if I am not mistaken. I had a bad experience last season, but it was my own damn fault. And
The
that
canoe thing?
no, well, that was a
Well,
weird problem. But
let's answer this for him first.
Yeah, well, I wanted to speak to it from experience. Like my bad experience was I didn't get that buck, and that chewed me up pretty bad. So it was a different type of experience, bad experience for me, and I almost hung it up for the season. So it took a lot of other hunters around me to convince me to go back out and hunt.
Yeah, but you would that buck if it was on private.
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry,
you know,
but I had to. I'm sorry.
No,
I
I
would've
found
missed
lots
it.
of reasons to mess it up. Yeah,
I missed lots
Did you
of
see the video? Did you see that? Did you see our video from last week of that hunt?
I haven't even seen my own videos, Eric.
Okay, yeah, you can't. You don't have time. I would love for. I want your opinion. It's like a book club. I just want to hear I want to hear the feedback. I'll let you
Sorry.
take a stab at Calder's question.
Does Calder's question specifically say with other hunters? Right?
No, but I just remember last year that's
it
what
was with other hunters.
Yeah.
And it was them being kind of jackasses.
They were being
to him.
dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're like basically they were squatting.
Bullying him.
They were
yeah.
squatting. They're like, "This is our spot," and it's like, "It's public land." And they're like, "But it's our spot. We've been hunting here for a decade. You can't just come in here and hunt this." And though that's like, there's some unspoken rules in the hunting community, but that one like doesn't hold up completely. You can't just edge someone out of a fucking public property spot.
Well, and if I remember correctly, he also wasn't like going
wasn't being a
the same
douchebag.
way they were going.
Yeah,
like,
he wasn't being a dick about
He
it.
was trying to get away from them, but they were really giving him the business, like a hey, we're not going to.
And for context, he bought all our bourbon here today. And for additional context, he's a newer hunter. So for someone to dog him for encroaching, it's like, why don't you bring him in and help him. Hey, looks like how long you been hunting? Oh, this is my second year hunting. Oh, well, shit, dude, we've known this area for a long time. Why don't we, well, we can probably work together. We can get you on some stuff. Let's get you on some deer. Like, this is how, that in my mind is how I would approach it. I think, apparently I think differently than some douchebags like these guys who are like saying, get the fuck out of here, basically.
Yeah,
That's
man.
not answering this question.
So. There's no shortage of crummy people that you're going to run into in any thing that you do in life. But why? That's no reason to be detoured. Like,
yeah, you love hunting, keep hunting.
Everything's an opportunity. It's all about how you look at it. This is either an opportunity for two things, two courses of action here that I might recommend. These guys sound like losers. I don't want to be anywhere around them, and there's tons of public land. See you, bye. There's the other one. It depends on what kind of day I'm having.
I like where this one's going, Kevin.
And he says, we've been hunting here, so-and-so. I would say, that's cool. You guys are welcome to stick around. I hunt here now. I have every right to be here. You have no more right than me. I've made a lot of sacrifices so I could be here today. I hunt here now. You're welcome to stay. I'll share pictures with you. We can do whatever you want. You tell me where you are, I'll avoid you, but I hunt here now. And
dude,
he might pull a gun out on you, and it could escalate. You better have a plan. Sometimes I get ahead of myself.
I like
but
that.
honestly, in a lot of situations like that, I think anybody that typically would, and you got to assess the situation. Is this even a mentally stable person that I'm talking to? Right? I mean, I'm halfway joking around, but I will tell you, if I was approached by like what I thought was a mentally stable person, some guy trying to like tough guy me out in the woods, that's not gonna play. Like, I've made tons of sacrifices.
He might be tough guying you in some Sitka, and you can't even fucking see him.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be thinking.
But where are you? Where are you?
The ultimate
show yourself.
Is coming.
Show yourself.
I can feel it.
Just kidding.
I'll say that I've never had any kind of situation that's escalated out in the woods. Everything that I've ever had, honestly, okay. How about this situation that I just talked about with the Sitka guy? I put a lot of effort into being out there that morning, you know? Mm-hmm, like I was way back in. It's pouring rain. It's 30 mile an hour wind. I could be at home with my family in a warm house, like having breakfast or something. So I could be very emotionally detoured that I ran into this guy. I mean, it took me an hour to basically get where I was going, get out in the woods, get back in there. I was going to check a transition to see if there was some scrape open. And he was going to the same place as me based off maps because he's a good hunter. So I said, guess what? What's your name? He told me his name. We exchanged contacts. I said, you ever shoot one back here and you need help, you're pretty far back in here, don't hesitate to call me because I'll probably be hunting in the area too. But I'll tell you right now, based on my knowledge of this property, this is the best spot. Is this why you were going here? He's like, yeah, that's why I was going here. I was like, okay. When you get there, there's going to be a big scrape ripped open. I did that in July, so don't get too excited, but there's probably deer using it. It's the best transition in this whole piece of woods. I would go right there and check that out. And I told them there's a stealth cam over here, and there's a reveal tacticam over here, and I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to go back this way. Good luck. I hope you hear from you, you know? So I think that's how reasonable and responsible people nowadays handle themselves in the woods. So if you're running into somebody that's telling you, we hunt here, you need to get out of here. I mean, unless he's being a total dicky mo, like going and like sneaking around like Elmer Fudd at peak hours, I might tell him to like pound sand then, but I doubt that.
Yeah,
not if he's listening.
The other note that he put in here, it sounds like they're trying to like strong arm him or bully him a little bit. And the way I look at it is you have so many points of energy inside of any given day. And I reserve most of them for my family and for work because I love my family. And if I don't do a good job at my job, then I can't support my family. So like most of what I have capacity for goes to those things. I don't have capacity for hate. I won't even engage in it because like that will drain you faster than the good stuff. And then I don't have anything left for my family or my work, and that's a problem. So if I'm running into someone that's being a fuckface like that, then I'm just like gonna parry. In boxing, it's called a parry. When you just let that punch fly right
I
past
hope
you.
that didn't screw me up.
No, you're good. You're back. I would just parry that energy and just I don't know that I would focus too much more on it. Man, there's so much public.
Come on,
land,
Eric,
even
bring
though
me back from the dead.
You're back. You're there. You're here. Can you hear me?
Oh, no
He did
good.
something to his side.
He can't hear you.
Nope. Let's see what we can do. Because
Maybe he's parrying you right now.
no, he's here. I don't know what's going on. He did something on his end now. Fucking podcasting. We got two podcasters here and we can't figure shit out. Can you hear me now, Kevin?
Well, shit.
Hold on, let me text you. Check your settings. We can hear you. And we'll see what he does. I can hear his phone vibrating.
Sorry,
You got your message.
call. And
Oh, yeah. You're good. Switch your audio. Can you hear us?
me. Yep.
Yeah,
Sorry
that
about
happens. Gotta go into do not disturb mode. That'll solve that problem, I think.
That's cool. I actually figured out how to orient this phone a little better. So
Anyway, my thought is just like I wouldn't even engage, and I like Kevin's approach of like, well, it's public land. Like I hunt here too now. Like you're gonna have to deal with that, and we could make this a nice situation, or you could make it a fucking bad one. Like it's your call. And I don't mean that as a threat. Like they're literally making it a negative situation. So Calder, my advice is either you can continue to put effort towards that property because you've invested some time in it, and try to. I don't know that I would avoid them because I don't want to feel like you got to watch over your back anytime you're hunting. Like they're going to mess with your car, or they seem like Kevin said, they feel a little bit unstable. I just don't know if it's worth it.
yeah, you're right. And anybody that has that approach out in the woods, you don't want to be anywhere around anyway because they're a shitty hunter. Because being a good hunter starts with being a good person. And if you're doing stuff like that out in the woods, you're not a good person. You're a bad hunter. You don't want to be around bad hunters, dude. Public land deer are pretty smart. Those guys sound like idiots. Like the deer probably have higher IQ. The reason I get so worked up about that is because it's not because if that happened to me, it's because if that happened to my son or your son, and they're out there just trying to do what they have the right to do, and someone was to like essentially bully them like that, I'd be picking up sticks and throwing them at them. I'd be mad, dude.
That's a really fair point that you just made on both accounts. On like the type of person that it takes to talk to somebody like that you don't know, and then like what legacy we're leaving for our kids, which I think is so important. And I think Calder moving into like this season, trying not to like wear that on your back or anticipate that with every encounter you have on public land, but going into each one knowing that what you want to do is be the exact opposite of those guys. And anytime you're encountering someone, you be the guy that's like, hey man, how's it going? Like, we're, like, can I help? Can we exchange numbers? Mm-hmm. Being that positive force will help rule out those negative ones, or help maybe change the view of those people who are like really defensive and guarded. And I think that's what we need, so that when our kids are old enough to start roaming the woods on their own.
Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is to not be like your enemy. So the best thing you could do is to just, like Derek said, not be like that. And that's how I would definitely approach it. He also said
unless
every situation is handled.
Unless your enemy's trying to kill you, dude. I don't know if that approach works. If they're trying to kill you, dude, you might want to kill them first.
You just don't want to implicate yourself in their ugliness. Like if you just don't want to get down to their level with it. And it could devolve really quickly if emotion gets the best of you, and emotion erodes logic. So just keep your head about it. You're a good dude. Like you're a nice guy. And
move on.
Move on, guys. Yeah.
Move on. But before you do, tell the guy, he says, we've been hunting here forever. And you say, oh, dang, I wish I had known that. I wouldn't have buried that guy in the cattail marsh back there, and have the craziest look in your eye, and then just don't say anything and turn and walk away.
Good luck with that, boys.
Dang.
Oh, funny.
I wouldn't have buried that guy back there if I knew you guys were around and like shake a little bit, like stick your tongue out weird and then just walk away. I love messing with people, dude. You think you're gonna one up me? You're gonna drop something on them. But yeah, get out of there. There's so much land. I always use that as an opportunity to be like, well, this spot sucks. That spot really sucks.
Yeah, but like the other guy I'll quote is Gary Vaynerchuk, who I've quoted so many times over the fucking decade I've been doing this. He's like, build the tallest building because you're building the tallest building. Don't build the tallest building and knock other buildings down to do so. Like these guys are trying to knock other buildings down to build a tall building. They're trying to like keep people out to get the biggest buck. It's just a shitty way to go about it. Like just if you're a good hunter, you'll kill a big buck whether I'm here or not, dude. So sorry you suck.
Well, that's why they're so butthurt, because they're bad hunters. They haven't dragged a big buck out of there in a decade. You know that's true. Yeah. Kevin called it.
Exactly.
They may have dragged one or you'll get some guys that'll guard some properties. You got to know how to play the game too. People will guard you. Some of these places that I hunt, dude, it'll be it must be like a long distance relative of Trump because they built a wall of ladder stands out in the property border to keep you out. And they don't hunt any of them, but they built a wall. They're there as deterrents.
Dude, we've been on the same property for gun deer season and where we go on public land for the last decade. But by golly, every year there's some other guy that tries to get in there. And like, look, if he beats us there fair and square, then by all means, go fucking nuts. But the woods change every year. Trees fall over, windstorms come through, acorns don't drop, or this was cut and that wasn't cut, or like the deer just ain't using the same way. The crops change. So what was a good spot one year or a few good years, like maybe it's a dead zone now. Like deer changes, the habitat around them changes. The spot you have that may have once been good might not always then just be good. Now that's not always true because there might be some spots that are just always really good. But like look at Dan Infalt and the marsh that he does all the trainings on and stuff. It's like I've heard the story a million times. I watched the buck from the parking lot while I was pretending to read the newspaper, and he was right there and I walked past him. Now everyone that goes there knows exactly what the fuck's going on. So like good luck hunting that area, you know. But the deer probably still want to use it in a similar way because that's how that property's set up. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I lost my train of thought. I don't have a point to make other than like spots change. It's dynamic.
I think it's okay too if like, you got to be respectful to people. Everybody's in different situations, right? It's like for him, he's just out on some random piece of public. He's got a lot different investment and different attitude towards public than a guy that maybe has like a managed farm that butts up to a bunch of public where he's got like the guy that's got a bore-sighted crossbow from Dunham's that he bought that afternoon just storming his property line, you know? So there's
I like that picture you just painted.
Bore-sighted crossbows, dude. That's
from
the new thing.
that was icing on the cake.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, you know really they cut the coupon out of the magazine too and brought it in. Yeah, they don't use email.
That's good right now. Give me my discount, dude. If you really don't want to deal with the hunters, go buy some fucking private land, then, bro. This is public property. I'm gonna get the warden out here. I don't know. We were belaboring this point because it's a hot button, and I feel strongly about it. It's not fair. And to your point about like if it were my kid or something like that, like I'd be pretty fired up right now.
Get it under my skin for sure. Mm-hmm. Boil my blood.
We're solving cultural barriers here is what we're doing.
Breaking
These things take time, man.
I just don't like gatekeepers and bullies. Like, get out of my way.
Well, we gave this guy lots of options.
Yeah, he's
probably sitting here right now going, I wish I hadn't even asked.
Shut the fuck up, guys. Dude, he drove from New York to Wisconsin for Foam Fest and brought bourbon with him and brought his wife and kid to suffer through that car ride.
His daughter was awesome. Made some cool drawings. Yeah. Got to shoot some bows. That was excellent.
So, like, good loyal listener of our show. Kevin, when I was listening to your show, the most recent one you had, you've been busy, you've got lots going on, but you're kind of hopped up on this like UV study that came out that I've not had time to digest. And it spoke to you specifically because you have a product that you make that attracts deer. So this could be an additional potential attractant.
Are we going to break this here?
I'm just thinking there's like if I fart, I got to worry about that. Like I got enough to worry about. I got enough to worry about from my own existence that more information feels like I just don't want to even bother. Like I don't need more intel. I got enough of my own damn problems. Damn it. There's another thing I got to pay attention to. Like UV, son of a bitch. It's like
you know what can fix You know what can fix problems is solutions.
Money.
And you know how you get a solution? You got to first identify the problem. What's the problem? So one of the reasons
I am the problem. It's a user error.
Well, what do you expect when we experience the world completely different than whitetails by almost all sense of sense. That's the barrier. Yeah. That's the thing that's hard to cross over. That's where guys that like Derek understands this a little bit. I'll just say it. I can tell by the way that he hunts and the deer that he kills. He understands this in some capacity that deer see the world differently than us. And if you're just walking around out there banking on your senses off of what you see and what you smell, it's not going to work out for you. You got to cross over into their world about the way that they smell, which everybody's already been willing to accept. But here's where this thing comes in. And I couldn't be in a better mindset right now to talk about this a little bit because it's kind of crazy that it is absolutely crazy that we are at ground zero on this. They see the world completely different than we do. We've already accepted the way they smell it differently, right? That's not arguable.
I agree.
But they see the world completely differently than we do. And the best case in point, the way that I can tell people to look at it so that they can understand it is to go watch Avatar again. Go watch the first Avatar when the forest lights up at night and have an understanding that in some capacity, not to that magnificent level, but in some capacity, that's how deer, not just deer, it's all game. It's just, and I just can't even believe that it took this long. Did you know
that the duck-billed platypus glows under a black light? Did you know that?
No,
Don't ask me how I know that. But it suggests that there's reasons that these creatures exist in a realm that we don't comprehend. Right? We don't have the senses to understand. Why the fuck would an animal ever have to glow? But they do, which makes them even weirder than you would think because they're already pretty weird creatures. So if a duck-billed platypus is glowing under UV light, then there's clearly the spectrum of viewing in the wild world that like we are not privy to. I was talking to a coworker the other day and they're like, dude, we're not from this fucking planet. We were aliens that came here a long time ago. Every other fucking creature, the babies are like on their feet in 2 seconds. They all live outside. We are the only thing that lives inside. It's like, there's probably a theory that holds up there a little bit. It's kind of funny. We certainly don't fucking glow and see in UV. So sounds good to me. Yeah. We'll just jump right on that conspiracy.
Have you been studying the duck-billed platypus?
Yeah, my son has. He's got an affinity for weird shit. So
it's an amazing, beautiful animal. What is it? I don't even know.
It's the only thing of its kind. It's the weirdest thing. It lays eggs. It's a mammal. It's got a duck. It's got a beaver tail. It fucking glows. It's got venom, by the way.
So you're saying we're aliens and that thing's not?
Right. Yep.
Well, most big game, people have to do their own research on this, what animals do and don't, but it's not uncommon. It's more common, I think, for big game animals to not have UV filters. So when this was brought to my attention over a year ago by my friend Matt Williams in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Matt Williams came here on this show. He sat down. He said he was out I don't know how the whole thing started. Well, Matt is a mycologist, and he does mushroom farming.
That's
So
a new
he
term
was
for me.
mycologist.
Yep, that's a new one. I've learned something new today.
Okay. Matt's a mycologist, and he was looking at how UV light shows mushrooms at night. And I believe, if I'm correct, he noticed a correlation with the ones that were, some of them stood
Psychedelic?
out. No, some of them stood out in the UV light like neon signs, and other ones were cloaked, essentially. They had a different chemical composition that allowed them to protect them from being identified by UV light, and the deer weren't eating those ones as much.
So they're browsing the ones that are giving off the UV reflection and not the ones that are close.
Which set him on a exploration mission out into the forest during all the night hours with a UV light, and he started looking at deer sign and deer forage and discovering that
black light. Just to clarify, is that correct?
there's different spectrums, there's different colors. We can get into it. There's a lot to be said there.
We don't have to go that far. I just wanted to make sure, like, if I were going to go in the woods.
Should. I mean, it's not a big deal. Anybody that understands how to run a camera in manual or understands how to go to Home Depot and buy the right colored light understands Kelvin scale, blue to yellow. So deer see blue light very well. Yellow light, not so much. During day, they struggle to see. This is why deer move at dusk and at night. They don't see good during the day. They really struggle to see when that Kelvin scale is hot, like 5,000 and above. When you bring the Kelvin scale below that and start to make it cold, 4,000, 3,500 into 3,000, moonlight, for instance, is mostly cold blue light. Their world comes alive, man. Their whole world comes alive. And
like a sweet rage party.
It's valuable information for people that want to understand why. So this, I think, and there will be a lot, and credit Matt Williams on all of this. He documented all this. He journaled all this. He sent it into these colleges and researchers. He's the one that started the research. He sent them papers. Matt Williams is a bad mofo, man. People don't really know who he is, but they're gonna. He's awesome, and he's low key. I asked him to come on the podcast, and he was hemming and hawing. He's like, I don't really want to, but he's discovered a thing and set in place, like, for us to understand another thing. And I guess what I was getting to is the moon phase thing that people always, they want to talk about why and how. They don't want to talk about why. They just want to say that moon phase affects deer. That's it. And the conversation kind of ends there. There's never like a, why does moon phase potentially affect deer? Well, the color of the light spectrum is way more favorable to them with moonlight than it is sunlight. They can see better with moonlight than they can with sunlight, I believe, as far as seeing the things that they need to see, right? So browse, buds, mushrooms, things that they eat, that they target, they could walk out in the moonlight and see that stuff glowing like a neon light 200 yards across the field and just walk right to it, even though the wind's not blowing to them. Whereas during the day, they can't even see that far. So they're just a lot more dialed in when that condition is in their favor. And I think that there will probably be some research, and at some point people will say, yeah, there is a correlation with moon and deer. It's not gravitational pull. It's based off the light spectrum and the light spectrum and the brightness of the light, the way that they can see, the way that they see.
Well, I'll go on record and say I know the least about moon phase than any other human, especially hunter, ever. And I could give two shits about any of it because I've never paid any attention to it. And I know guys do, and that's fine. I'm not judging you. I just don't care. I don't have the capacity to learn this stuff and try to, again, work it into how I'm going to assess the situation when I have enough challenges and struggles of my own. But much like fishing, when there's a full moon, the next morning fishing is going to suck because the moon lit up the water and they could feed. And so then by morning, they're just not hungry because they just spent all night eating because they could see. And I almost wonder if it's more like it just illuminated all the browse and all the stuff that deer care about eating. And they just gorged themselves all night because they were like, fucking sweet. All my favorite food's glowing tonight. Let's go have a rave party. And they eat. And then now it's impacted their movement in such a way that like maybe it's less than because they just got to go eat a bunch. It feels more dietary than anything else.
I think there's a second piece to that, and I'm sure Kevin knows or is going to comment on this, but in my experience, what you just kind of mentioned is what I've seen in the deer woods, is that on the full moon periods, the hunting during daylight hours has been relatively very low movement in my experience over the last many, many years. And I always chalked it up to the same kind of thing, that it was bright out. But I think one of the things that they're saying also kind of glows is
you're wearing a moon shirt, by the way.
Yeah, full moon. So he's moving at night. He's moving at night. That's
meant to be.
Bitch. And what's he doing? He's making a rub.
That's blue. It's all blue, by the way, on the camera.
Kevin's going to get to this. Yeah. But I think those UV also affects how rubs and signposts and potentially even scrapes in the dirt in there also are giving off a slightly different look. So along with gorging themselves and finding browse and food easier, I think bucks and potentially does too are finding other deer sign, which if that thing is shining and it's 300 yards away and they see that, it's more apt for them to travel during the nighttime hours, expending more effort, energy, which
calories
also would make them more likely to spend time on their bellies instead of their feet during the daylight hours.
And I don't. So what I'm asking, what I don't know is anything about I don't even know what the moon phase suggests. So I don't even know at all. I'm asking the question: does bright moon equal more movement or less movement? It sounds like it probably equals, and I'm coming to the conclusion based off of the short dialogue we're having right now, that it would equal less movement
during the daylight.
So then what are people getting all hopped up about? What are the moon people what are they doing? I don't know what the moon people are at. I don't know what their shtick is.
Who is these moon people you talk
these
of?
These moon people.
The lunar people.
The ones that are
what
like,
are the moon people doing?
Big bucks when the moon's doing this.
Well, there's also,
I don't know what
you're
that
just
is.
thinking about phase, but there's also moon overhead and moon underfoot time, when the gravitational pull is different. When the moon is directly above, which is like what the red moon is.
So when the deer are floating, when gravity's less versus when they're being pulled down to the ground, they're going to be bedded when that moon's underfoot, because the gravity is really kind of saying, like, you got to lay down, buddy. I'm just making this shit up, guys. I don't know. But all in all, super fascinating.
But also, stop talking about it because I don't want to worry about it.
I can't take in any more information, guys. I got enough to worry about. There's so many.
You're not. Hold on. You're not going to do this because you want to. You're going to do this because you have to. You are an educator in space.
That's what I have to do. Like,
you're going to understand.
I know.
You're going to understand this. You're going to be on. You are, whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. We are all kind of pioneers on this. This is kind of a revolutionary. No one's ever talked about this before, that deer see completely different than us. There's been a lot of talk about they see this color better than that color, but not the fact that they see everything differently than we do. And to what Derek was saying, what if a doe can walk up to a rub? She doesn't have to smell it. She can look at it from 20 yards away and tell you if it was an immature or mature buck based off of the color of the marking. Because that's probably going to be a thing.
But so then what do you do with that information, especially if it's happening at nighttime? Like, what do we do with this information? That's where, like, this, as this stream enters the on-ramp of the highway of deer information that we're already, like, trying to keep speed with, the fuck, how does this merge onto the highway of deer information? And what the hell do I do with it?
I love how bothered you're getting.
Especially when it happens at damn nighttime when I'm sleeping anyways.
Well, I would stay away from
and I'm not
cotton.
being a dick about it. I just am like, yeah, okay, I know this will have an impact. But what the fuck's it going to
I'm
be?
going to answer this for you. I'm going to buy you a UV light.
Yeah, well, then I'm
Okay,
just going to find jizz everywhere. Like, it's going to
I'm
get
going to
weird.
send it to the studio. Well, you were the one that was already arguing that we're not from this planet and we don't look like a platypus and glow. Go jerk off on that table and turn on this light that I send you. Yes, we do.
We're going to get a pet duckbill platypus as our new mascot.
Alien
Steve is fired.
masturbator.
No, I
Don't
know
maybe
that.
don't wear some things. If I send you this light and you guys shut it off and you say, "Hey, this is what I'm wearing hunting," and Derek shines the light on you, and one specific garment that you're wearing lights up, maybe you say that's probably not great. Maybe change that out.
And that happens too, because Kevin, I'm assuming that you've had this happen before. You like walk past one of your trail cameras, either on the way into the stand in the morning in the dark or on the way out. And when you look at that picture, you're like, who the hell's wearing a snowsuit in front of my camera? And it's
crazy,
you, but
right?
none of your camo pattern shows up. It's all UV reflection from your IR on your game camera. Have you had that?
You couldn't have said it any better.
Can't
You
get
look
rid of
like
that camo
somebody.
pattern.
It looks like somebody took a spotlight and shined a stop sign.
Seriously, glowing bright white. All the patterns that we see with our human eyes are no longer visible under the IR of the
Completely right.
That's what the deer are seeing.
Yeah. The cotton, I will say that cotton, from what I've been looking at, is has a lot of that signature. It's very bright. Some polyesters do, some polyesters don't. Unfortunately, I think it's more of the treatment, like the DWR. Unfortunately, because that stuff's so nice, it sucks to wear clothing that absorbs everything. But I think those treatments are very UV reflective. So I don't have the best light. Actually, like, I'm going to get more comfortable here in the future talking about this because we just bought a new light for specifically working on all this stuff.
Well, that's cool that you're going to be like doing some of the testing and messing with it yourself.
Well, we're producing hunting garments, so we're not trying to set people up to fail. Like, if we have, and it could literally be just a thread. It could be a different thread that they use to seam a garment, and the thread might glow. And so it's just things that,
thread, right? Like all that could potentially somehow reflect the UV.
Well, the dye thing is interesting too, because like I know I have detergent that helps make sure that your fabric isn't going to glow because of the detergent and like the blaze and the camouflage and stuff like that. So there's certainly some like real evidence, like empirical data that supports this stuff. It's already kind of there. So this is kind of like bringing it further down.
The anti-UV soap doesn't make much of a difference, dude.
I'm sure, right? But it's one of those things again where it's like, well, when I came up with a slogan for the radon company I used to do marketing for, the slogan was "Why risk it?" Because whether you believe radon's real or not, for the price it costs to put a system in your house, and if it's a number two causation of lung cancer in non-smokers, or the number one cause of lung cancer in non-smokers, and why for the $800, why risk it? Well, just that's like the thesis, right? Why risk using? I'm not going to use Tide. First of all, they don't even make what I would need to, like, from a scent standpoint. But also, then, like, why would I? If there's something I could, how am I saying this? What am I trying to say? I wouldn't want to introduce something that would create risk if I can avoid it, kind of thing.
Sure.
And I think that's actually like Ozonic's thesis too. Is like, well, if you can mitigate scent even more, why risk it? Well, because I don't want to risk bringing this thing into the damn woods because it's loud and noisy and clunky. I got to carry another thing or whatever. And I don't know that I believe it, but something as simple as washing my laundry and something that is going to tell me that my clothes aren't going to glow sounds pretty good from a marketing standpoint. I've been believing that one since I was probably 12.
Yeah. You just answered your own question, though. You said, how is all this stuff going to benefit me as a hunter? You just answered your own question.
I knew we were going to get there. Yeah. I just mean from like a travel and like what deer do. kind of thing. Like that's more where my mind was at. I feel like we're
Well,
already into that. Like I'm not wearing blue jeans in the woods. You know what I mean?
they love to move during blue light periods. So if you have a manual camera, DSLR or a mirrorless camera,
I've seen
and
the guys that put that spectrum on it where it shows up in red or something bullshit like that. Like Keegan does that.
I thought you were into filming.
Me, no. I wish I was. I don't have that kind of capacity.
Well, you understand lights.
Yeah, a little bit.
You understand. Well, so my point to the people that run a camera, if you run a camera in manual, it doesn't auto adjust the Kelvin. So when the sun goes up or down, you have to manually adjust your light spectrum from maybe 3200 Kelvin to like, when it first gets light in the morning, everything's very blue, and the same thing after the sun sets, you get a period of blue, versus during the middle of the day, the sun is very white and yellow.
Mhm.
So that's your Kelvin scale. And essentially deer just see really good in the blue light scale, which can be affected by the moon, can be at night and during dusk and dawn. Oh, wild. What a rad concept. Deer move a lot during dusk and dawn.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, you're not telling me anything I don't already like. Oh, you're just validating more the fact that deer move in times when I can't shoot them. Like, so I can't just wear blue and pretend I'm a fucking deer rub and gray light. Damn it, because like, like, I can't capitalize the sun any more than I can like just mitigating my ability to wear blue when it should matter when I can hunt versus capitalizing on it when it matters most. When like ideally, I was a poacher and I'm wearing fucking glowing colors when they're trying to make their way to a rub line, like they're gonna run to me because they think I'm deer sign.
You
I
could
would never do
also
that.
you can understand the way that they use those markings and tools to, just like everything else, work against them. Just like a trapper uses scent, like
Mhm.
deer and other animals, they trust their nose.
Yeah.
That's what gets them in trouble with a scent product. Like, you can do that through visual stimulation too. And so that's the next chapter, essentially, is people are going to be predatory on deer, understanding the way that they see the world better than we ever have, and we're going to take advantage of that.
So I almost wonder, like, okay, and this is coming from a guy that has a lure company like DH3, which we've used, which we love, which, man, I did not realize the TikTok thing was going to work at all. So that was kind of neat, by the way. So you're really just focused on scent, on attractant to the licking branch with some sweets, and the synthetic urine to the ground. But if you were to lay some mushrooms down that stood out like a sore thumb in the middle of the night, like that could increase the odds even more. In addition to scent, now you're getting
Mushroom
visual.
scrapes.
Well,
There
what
we
if
go.
the deer are marking that branch with their their whole face is basically a gland. People say forehead gland and orbital gland. Yeah. Their skin is like their biggest gland on their face. You ever run your hand through the head of a buck? It like feels greasy and oily.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole face is basically a gland, dude. That's why they just jam their face into a branch and just rub it all around. They're not trying to poke a stick in their eye. Like, let me get this little bit of orbital gland here. Like, they rub their whole face on that. And part of what they're doing is they're painting that branch. Okay. Now, how about this? You buy a hunting product off the shelf. You come along to think that you're going to spray this product and enhance this location, but it has a preservative in it that basically eliminates the glowing property of the what they already put down. So you're having a negative impact on the deer sign. we can now understand a bit of that and have seen some of that, where you're literally going and erasing deer sign, and people are like, I don't know why the bucks aren't coming back. Well, they went there, did all the work, and painted the sign, and then you went and covered it up on them. And you
So
let
you could
them, and you intruded, and you let them know that they're there. So there's levels to this, and all this discovery adds a whole nother dimension and level. But I'm thankful that Matt, like I said, we talked about this over a year ago. It was last July. It was July of 24 when he came in here and said this. And I was just like, my mind was blown because he showed me all the pictures. He's like, dude, I've been crawling around the woods looking at deer sign. Look at this with the UV light. I'm like, holy shit. It all glows like Avatar. And I couldn't unsee it, And so we started, a couple different projects and looking at these things and paying attention to it. And I'm just like, this is crazy. And then this week, when that article came out, Tony Peterson texted me.
Oh, like, dude, he is such a good dude.
And I said, hey, do you remember a year ago me texting you these photos and telling you about this? He goes, yes, sir, I did. It was the first thing that I thought about. And so that gentleman that published the papers and things, Tony has a relationship with him, and he wanted me to connect with him. He's like, dude, you got to jump all over this. And I'm like, I jumped all over this a year and a half ago. Like they're like new discovery. I'm like, this is old news. We've been working on this for a year. Not we. Credit to Matt. Full credit goes to Matt for like just being. People talk, oh, woodsmanship's dead. Matt's crawling around in the woods with a UV light, making brand new discoveries nobody's ever even made. Don't tell me woodsmanship's dead. Dude lives in the woods. He can't even operate in modern society. He lives in the woods.
That's what people said about the
Don't
drone
tell
dude.
me
They're like,
woodsmanship's
fucking
dead.
drones. They're like, yeah, but dude's watching deer with the fucking heat signature for 24 hours a day for 24/7. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's something here. It's interesting. Like, it's interesting. Again, there's nothing I'm going to do with that information that's going to make me any better of a hunter because I suck. Like, you put boots on the ground and like something in cattails that are twice my height. What the fuck am I doing?
Well, what
UV,
if we spray
drone,
down,
none of it matters anymore. Onyx, get the fuck out of here. Like, I can't figure out where the hell I am right now. Okay? It's like that. I've been seeing the meme go around. I'm sad we're not doing memes these days because like I've tried to like get out of that a little bit, so we're not just a meme page, but it's like the Bobby Boucher of like I don't know where I am right now. I don't know where I. It's like,
and you and the cattails.
That's what I mean by I don't. So I think all of this needs to be taken with a grain of salt in terms of application.
I know what
boots on
this
the ground,
means.
getting shit done.
I got it figured out.
Is it by?
Let me
Kevin
fix
there?
it.
I hear you.
We're back.
Unleash
Okay.
Kevin's industry secret he's about to unlay on us. But I got to thinking that maybe somewhere back behind Kevin Vistisen in that little shop there's a couple blenders full of organic UV glowing mushrooms that are going into his DH3 licking brand spray. They're going to light the hell up out of this
Game
woods.
changer, bro.
I lost your audio for a minute. We'll get it back. I'm confident. I can see you. I can't hear you. I got so much confidence you're going to get this fixed. Can you hear me now? I cannot hear you now.
Making me nervous.
We should be all set. It
I can
says
hear
it
you now.
all the things. There it is. Okay. You got me? You got us?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude,
Sorry.
we got seasoned podcasters here and we can't get shit right.
We're getting it right. Dude, we're breaking new ground here. We can wrap up on this. I was just going to say, like, if I sent a light to you and you shut the lights off in that room and we turned it on and you're like, certain things are glowing, and you could like spray that down and literally be like, oh, wow, it doesn't glow at all anymore. It's like black, like a cloak. So that's what these mushrooms that Matt discovered. There's a chemical property in certain mushrooms that like cloak their UV signature. I'm not saying that that's what we're doing, but I'm just saying there's opportunities to camouflage your, full circle. There's opportunities to camouflage yourself from game in the woods other than how we've traditionally understood to see things out in the woods. And so there's an opportunity there. And then there's an opportunity to pull a little tomfoolery on deer. And why wouldn't you want to? I mean, that shit is so fun, dude. I love fooling critters, like playing 4D chess with
so
them.
many advantages over these animals, and with every advantage we have, we still can barely beat them at their own game. Like, the odds are stacked in our favor, and we still can't fully get it done.
It's true.
It's fun. It's such a 4D chess match.
If you did your percentage of like how often do I kill based on minutes that I hunt, it would be really low.
You'd swear these things don't want to die. Like, it's crazy. It's like they almost want to just survive.
It's almost like they're built to survive.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, but it is. That's what keeps us like people said, like, our soul cam's unethical. Or dude, you could fucking tell me there's a thermal drone over a deer right now if it's daylight and it was legal shooting hours, and you could go out there, you could kill him. Here he is. I promise you, I will find 10 new ways to fuck that up, and the deer will live. So, like, you can talk advantage all you want, but if you're not a killer, you're not a killer. And I'm not a great killer. I can get in the red zone, but I cannot punch it through the touchdown. Like, it's not how that actually is supposed to sound.
Yeah, I don't know. You're not even. Do you watch football?
I realized that didn't sound how it was supposed to come off.
Also, you're not doing a good
That's the metaphor of the night. You always have one really good one.
That's probably one of the weirdest statements I've ever made. But I can't touchdown. Anyway,
and you're not positioned well to have this argument because there's a giant buck right behind you.
You're so
I don't know how to get in there.
Someone told me, Jacob Sklenner, I was talking to him the other day when I was going to go hunting, and he's like, your ratio is through the fucking roof.
Yeah, of success for number of hunts.
He's like, so
you're like a savant.
Yeah, which is why I argued the time thing. I told Holly this, my wife, who it's her birthday. I need to get out of here soon. I was like, you know what grinds my gears, Holly? Is that all this ego talk, I work at it so hard, but at the baseline, I am psychotically competitive. And what grinds my gears the most is seeing people kill deer, kill big deer. I'm like, I fucking know that I can do it. I just don't have the damn time. And I get really frustrated that it's a there is this, now this is not how deer hunting should be, by the way, like in my own opinion, like it should not be competitive, but I fucking can't even help myself. I'm so competitive. I see sporting events, I want to beat the shit out of people on the field. I see people in the gym. When I go to the gym, I see all these young fuckers putting up big weights. I'm like, oh yeah, bitch, let's go. Knowing full well I cannot lift that amount of weight. These young guys will they will fuck me up. But my competitive dumbass is like, I just can't. There's some competitive problem here. Like, I still have enough testosterone. I don't need the pill. Okay, stop advertising to me. I don't fucking need it. I got the drive. Okay, I don't have the damn time. Anyway,
Change your profile
time is the
photo.
cure-all to hunting. You want to kill a big deer, put time in the woods. You want to kill a big deer like Derek, scout 365 like Derek just does. Because like you're in the woods all year round, putting in the fucking work. And so like a blind squirrel will find a nut. And by the way, I'm riding your coattails a little bit because I'm hunting some spots that you've validated are good to go in some cases. Now, it's not true for the deer I've actually put on the wall. So like maybe I am doing enough right. But I don't know. Blind squirrels find nuts. So consider me a blind squirrel.
You're like Dewey the deer hunter. That's what we're gonna. That's when you're that we're gonna stick that with you for when you do like goofy shit. Hey Dewey. Dewey
Yes.
the deer hunter.
Oh, it's just trying to
Otherwise,
clean my
you're
room with
switched-
vacuum.
When you're switched on, you're Eric Clark. You kidding me? Okayest Hunter.
Eric freaking Clark.
So stupid.
World Enterprise.
Worldwide.
Oh, I
So
can't
one of
get
my-
anything right. I just built this giant network and shoot giant bucks.
One of the guys that's on our podcast, Colton Koza, I work with him. He's a young dude. Okay, listen to this. Colton.
Just take some credit. He's giving you some credit.
No,
Just take
we're
it.
not doing that. Colton killed a deer. He killed a buck on public land in Wisconsin, but it's nothing to write home about in terms of inches, like most other hunters. And if you're looking at that magnitude, it ain't checking that box. But this dude moved up here from somewhere down south, like Tennessee area, wherever the hell that is. I don't know, Oklahoma, down there. I don't know where that is. I'm geographically challenged also, by the way. He's like, dude, I could kill big deer where I was from all day, every day. Like, I got real good at it. I come up here to Wisconsin. He's like, what the fuck? There's so much pressure. I can't go anywhere. This is so hard. I'm like, us Wisconsinites and Michiganders, I got to give ourselves some more credit. We're hunting some pretty hard shit. And everyone will tell you, like, it's hard everywhere. I will say Pennsylvania seems really hard. I hunted there once. Doesn't mean I know anything about it, but it feels like a difficult place to hunt. Wisconsin's really fucking hard. We're in between Milwaukee and Madison. These are two incredibly populated cities. There's nowhere you can go around here that isn't pressured to the fucking max. And it is difficult, dude. I'm in this group chat with you in like 10 different group chats, and there's nowhere you can go anymore where there's not pressure.
Mm-hmm.
That's everywhere.
How do you get and to get it done on like big caliber mature deer? It's like a whole nother ball game.
Why
dude.
do you think I was trying so hard to shoot a deer before October 15th?
It's insane.
The pressure only ramps up the later you go.
It's insane. Anyway, I say that to say, like, sometimes I do things that are really difficult and I don't realize it.
You do.
Like,
you do well, my friend.
so
you do well.
I'm trying to find a way to give myself some credit here. Like, this is a hard state to hunt. In southeast Wisconsin, it's pretty difficult.
It's hard
It
everywhere.
feels difficult.
It's hard. It's hard everywhere. It's where we're at. Everybody mobile hunts. Everybody has maps. It's the Matt Ranella alert.
The barrier of entry has lowered, and therefore everyone's gotten to what would have been hardcore years ago is now like pretty normal.
Well,
putting waders on, getting in canoes, all that shit's pretty normal now.
People used to have their camp and they'd have their spot. I'm going to my spot. Like, that's how it was for generations. I'm going to my spot. Well, now, guess what? Everybody's got 100 spots.
Yeah.
How many spots you got, Derek? You drop any pins lately?
At least 2 or 3.
The host of the Dropping Pins podcast has more pins than you could imagine.
I got to get back on that. My bad. Yeah, which is, it's good, right? It's good, but it's also just tough.
Yeah.
It's real tough.
I'm just saying, one guy eats up as much as 100 guys used to. That's a fact. Public land's more pressured than it's ever been. It's only going to escalate. There is no spots that there is no people.
Yep.
But that being said, if the playing field has been leveled by and large, and it's hard for everybody, then it's hard for everybody. And like, at some point, there's a diminishing return on that argument. And I don't know what I'm saying by that, other than I have an app that's in development that's about to launch that's going to help be a relief valve for that. And I'm enthused to bring that back to market in a new way that can help disperse that challenge. And
We're going Where to Hunt 2.0.
yeah, it's coming back.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of
I
hate
better
about it. I'm
Where to
sure
Hunt hat, or
a
I'm
lot
not
of people are
coming.
really pissed. Dude, some people got some OG hats for sure. Yeah,
I want
it's
to
a
Where
thing.
to Hunt hat. If it wasn't for Where to Hunt, I wouldn't even be on here tonight, man.
It's
I
true.
love it. I'm proud of you, dude.
It's neat. It's neat, but that is I think we're at a fever pitch with this stuff, and I think this could help cool it off a small amount.
Here's the bright side of it. Deer love people. Even though we're all trying to kill them. Dude, they rather
so
be around
curious.
people. They rather be around people than wolves and mountain lions. And
It's
wolves
true.
and
Yeah, we're
mountain
not-
lions like to be where people are. So go ahead, tell me right now, how's the hunting in northern Wisconsin where there's a bunch of wolves versus in southern Wisconsin where there's a bunch of farms and no wolves?
Yeah,
Who
it's
gets
a lot
more
different.
bucks? Who gets more deer? Deer
Yep,
rather be
you got a good point.
Deer rather be
They're
around
not
us.
by
So
people because
okay.
in development there's bird feeders everywhere that feed them where you can't hunt them.
Yeah. Our fight is not letting apex predators retake the entire landscape and displace us. And I think we're positioned.
I could just see, I'm interrupting because I can just see Kevin now going up to the wolf. I hunt here now. I hunt here now.
Dude,
Fuck out of here, Wolfpack.
He didn't pay any taxes this year.
That's like, can AI? Can you give me a picture of Kevin Vistisen telling a wolf, "I hunt here now. This is my fucking. I hunt here too."
That's the
fucking
attitude you got to have. I think.
I like that.
I'm not against there being a balance and being some of those critters on the landscape, but I'm also a reasonable person and understand that we don't live 100 years ago. Things are different. It would be great to have wolves on the landscape, but you also need bigger fauna for them to not just put pressure on white-tailed deer. Wolves cannot exist where there's only whitetails. They will decimate them. There has to be caribou. There has to be elk. There has to be other big game species. You can't put wolves back without putting back the food they eat and not expect them to destroy the food source. So
do you guys have
our big challenge right now for deer hunters is to not lose ground there. There can be a balance. Those animals can exist. Deer like to be around people. They rather be around us than to get decimated by wolves and mountain lions. And that's why they do real good in those areas. It's not me saying it. It's just the factual thing. Why do farms and areas that have a lot of people around grow giant deer, and big timber where there's wolves don't? It's a real struggle, for them out there. We don't live with whitetails. We are an apex predator, but we don't live in their world.
Yeah, think about the wolves that live in the world. Like, if we were in the woods 24/7, 365, you would be in tune with nature in a way that is like incredible. Right. We're in the woods if we're lucky, 4 hours at a time. And the ability to get in tune with it, and inside of that 4 hours, when you get into the thick of being in tune, like, exactly what sound is what, except for when an otter was coming my way the other night. I don't know what the fuck that was. I think it was an otter or a beaver.
What's one of the things that drives you out of the woods potentially in the morning after you've been out there for a long time?
Well, I have to poop or I have to eat. I don't know. Are you talking about coyotes?
You have to eat. You get hungry, you have to eat. So what do? You go to the gas station, you get a slice of pizza or whatever you do. The wolf doesn't leave the woods and go get gas station pizza. The wolf gets hungry.
He gets
hunts a little harder.
So then there's actually scientific evidence that would suggest that the hungrier you get, the more your senses and your blood vessels open up to alert your senses to go hunt that meal. That's like I don't know what study I had read, but that's a thing.
Sounds real.
So there's fight or flight, which everyone knows. There's fight, there's flight. There's actually like 3 other responses. One of those other 3 that I'm familiar with, in addition to the fight flight, is challenge response. So when stress gets so high, rather than fighting or flighting or evading, you actually can develop what's called a challenge response. And that challenge response opens up your vascularity of your veins. You more coming into your senses, get more enriched. So what you feel is this immediate rush. You suddenly become really good at whatever that thing is that freaked you out. And so I would imagine if you're a wolf, your ability
Performing
to
under
be
pressure,
in
right?
tune with nature is just as good, if not better, than the fucking deer. So it's really quite interesting to consider. Your point being like they would decimate because they're literally natural born killers and hunters, and they will fuck you up if you're a deer.
That's so good, man. That's why I stopped eating during deer season.
Right?
I don't even eat deer season anymore. I'm not going deer hunting unless I'm starving.
Yeah, you and Derek can talk about that all you want. Like, I'm eating. That's why I'm not a good killer.
Dude, I'm joking. I can't wait to wrap this up and go eat like 38 pounds of spaghetti.
There you go. Well, let's wrap it up.
Fall now, dude. It's Balkan season. Macaulay Balkan.
It is. Macaulay Balkan.
Yeah, Macaulay Balkan. That's my name for the next 4 months.
That's the guy behind you. Yeah,
that's your next T-shirt right there.
Macaulay Balkan.
And a buffalo plaid.
It's raining. It's like 40 degrees here, and like spaghetti and chili sounds good, but it's deer season, man. I do have to keep it in check a little bit because I'm 42. I'll gain weight real quick if I just go for Macaulay Balkan. And sometimes I get on them latitude sticks, and I'm just like, man, I don't know how I can hold my fat ass. Like, I try to stay in reasonable shape during deer season because I climb a lot, I hike a lot, and I need to be able to get deer out of the woods. It's a reasonable thing to talk about. I just read a thing today. Actually, you talked about testosterone. If your testosterone is low after the age of 40, you're at 10 times greater risk of heart disease. There's a new study that just came out. So,
do you know people are bald have more testosterone?
If what?
If you're bald, you had more testosterone when you're younger.
Yeah, that's not necessarily true, but get your blood. If you're a 40-year-old man, it costs about $200 to get a blood panel done, and you should be monitored. Just like, whatever, you drink water, you eat protein, you do these things that you need to do to be healthy. Like if you're an adult man, you should be monitoring your testosterone and supplementing it. It'll increase your bone density, your heart strength. Like it's literally the modern day fountain of youth, and society will all benefit from it too if we have a little more testosterone here in this goddamn country. So
probably wouldn't hurt.
Yep. Not to be confused with masculinity, where there's just this macho bullshit, chest thumping fucking stuff. Like, you don't got to do all that to be worth your salt. Like, you can be damn good at your shit, and not have to fucking be a douchebag about it. So that's my 2 cents on that.
I kind of
agree,
and
now. I don't mind that. Like, get me drunk and I'll start arm wrestling people, which is a common theme.
I'm very good at instigating.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Some of that stuff's okay, but you got to have it under control. There's a lot of guys. It comes down to ego, and it circles back
on the deer, not the other people.
There you go.
It's been one of the things that's been ruining deer hunting, and it's like what your guy talked about earlier. Like a good man that you got to have your ego in check. Your testosterone can be through the roof. You could be a total awesome hero, or you could be a total jackass. That really doesn't matter, as long as you have your ego in check. And true leaders and the baddest ass dudes, they understand that they have an ego and they have that in check. And when you have your ego in check, the world is yours to take over, man. If you don't have your ego in check and you let that, you either run your life or your ego runs your life. It can go that way.
It's like having a car it's like having a Dodge fucking Challenger, or I don't know, pick your fucking muscle car of choice. If you got ball tires on that thing and you're trying to give her gas, you're going to just spin out all day long. Like, you better have a good set of tires on that car so you can actually grip and go. Because the biggest engine in the world without good fucking tires, you ain't fucking moving.
I really love that. I say that all the time. I spin my wheels a lot. I put a lot of energy out, and I'm less excited to spin my wheels nowadays than I'm older because I have less energy. Like I want to I want to put that power to the ground and get my traction. I don't want to spin my wheels. I see a lot of people nowadays that spin their wheels. They put a ton of energy out, but it's not focused. And you got to figure out how to put the traction to the ground, like it's not always work harder. It's a combination of work harder and work smart.
All the hard work you would have put in, if that hard work would have been just fucking hard work for hard work's sake, and there's no damn deer there, it's the fucking point.
That's like every other year.
Yeah.
Best time of year is upon us, boys.
We're here. Well, Kevin, we'll have to come on to your show soon, but don't bring me. Bring Derek instead. You have a better conversation.
What's the chances that we could have the copy of this and just share it right on our show?
You can share it. Well, I'll give it to you. But I would encourage you to have Derek on your show if you guys can find the time at some point soon.
Well, what if I come over there, or what if we all together?
What if we got together? I like that idea. That's fun.
Dude, we have you can come here whenever you want.
Yeah, I'd like to get together. I think that would be fun. I thought it would happen this year, but it's not going to happen this year. But I think next year's a possibility. With a couple things that we have going on right now, I suspect that by tail end of next summer, that I might potentially pull the plug on my W-2 job and be doing this full time, which is going to open up a whole new realm.
Awesome.
To me,
you'll just get busier, buddy. That's what happens.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Just put us in the shuffle earlier on so we don't get out of it.
Yeah, we'll be busier, but we'll have our energy a little better directed.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. It's a good episode. Super fun.
Was it? I feel like I was maybe a little over the top.
No, we've done over the top, and we've not published those episodes. So I think this one is right where it was a bit of a sweet spot. It's like riding that line of being just drunk enough to not get blackout, but still have a damn good time, which is my wedding night, for the record. So it felt like my wedding night. Pretty great.
Well, I took like a double scoop of C4 and went to the gym and just went crazy. And by the time I got out of there and got back here, I was still like pretty C4'd up. And that's probably where the fight the guy out in the public land thing came from. So I do that. It wasn't me talking, dude. It was C4. It was the testosterone made me do it.
Chopper, bury the guy.
I lift things up and I put them down.
Yes.
I do it again. I lift them up and I put them down.
I'm going to go hang out with my wife for her birthday. Derek's going to drive home an hour, and we'll find another time to do some more shit. It's all good. We talk enough. It's all good.
Yeah.
But,
man. Good luck with the start of your season here, and hopefully things ramp up for you and you make it out in the woods more often than not.
I appreciate that. And, Eric, if you're not too busy, get some pallet wood up on that wall so I feel at home next time I come here, okay? That'd be great.
Derek was talking to me about this. We're working on it. It'll happen. All right, everybody. Have a good week. This will be live in podcast land tonight and on YouTube as a separate and potentially on DHP. So, adios.